Alright, how's it going everybody? I'm going AllStars as a Captain Goo. How do you do? And today we're here for our third installment of Goo for Thought, the little series I have where I just talk about Pokemon or whatever else is on my mind at the beginning of each month. And well, begin like first Sunday of each month. But before anything else, happy 4th to all my other fellow Americans out there. Everything else, everyone else, happy 4th of July, that you guys don't actually celebrate anything. And unless you do, then happy whatever you're celebrating. But, I figured, or I was hoping that we'd have some kind of extra news during June about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and it just never really happened. So, hopefully we'll get something throughout July, and that'll be on our August episode. Maybe, hopefully we get in the August, like at the beginning of August, and we'll be able to really just I talk about it and it's going to be fresh then. But I figured since everything's kind of dual and I don't know, like I feel like channel's not really building off of these hardcore Nuzlocks of the base game, which we are on Black 2 White 2, which is set to finish probably around the 29th. Well, like that last week of July, which is another reason for me doing this now instead of during August, because I think it's time for a little bit of a shakeup. I think it is time for a little bit of a shakeup to the channel. And with that, whenever Black 2 White 2 is over, our next hardcore base Nuzlocke game, I believe, will be starting on August 1st. And I think we're going to have a brand new series starting August 2nd. And of course, I'm going to have some random stuff go on. And we're going to do like a 3-day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for our hardcore Nuzlocke base game. Let's try and we're still going to finish that series. We're going to be doing X and Y. So I'm excited for it. I've recorded it like a bunch of times and like I'm just not happy, but I will say I finally have an like there is a free editing software called DaVinci that I am looking forward to being able to just get out and go and do. So there's that. But last but not least, really, like this is going to be a short one. Well, it should be short, but I've got a new series planned out. I've got a new rule set to me. Well, not really to me, but hopefully it's new to you all. If you know of anybody who's actually used done something like this before, I'm not gonna say credit goes to them for the idea, because I did come up with this idea, but apparently I wouldn't be original. So I'd like to know if someone did come do this before I did. Which it's the internet, you'd expect someone to have done it before, but who knows? But we're going on to our new new Nuzlocke. That's going to be a Tuesday, Thursday. These are going to probably be longer episodes because there's going to be a whole lot more to it. And I'm calling it the Gulag for now. There could be a name, like some kind of name thing. If someone else has already done this, then they have a name for it. But let's just run through everything real quick. So, of course, your rules. And I will say this, I might either clip this out and we'll have this go up on the channel again the day before or the day of the series when it actually comes out. I just thought to get some kind of news out there that's Pokemon related, let's just go ahead and do it right now. But yeah, and just like if someone else does come up have like this same idea later, we have it documented. If someone's already done this before, I still have it documented that I've had the whatever. But rule sets. Standard Nuzlocke rules. Catch first encounter. Nickname each Pokemon you catch. Pokemon faints is considered dead and cannot be used. Okay. Simple. Then we have the hardcore rules. You have to play on set battle style. You cannot heal in battle, and a level cap. We'll have it's a cap to the gym leader in gens 1 through 5, and we'll allow a +3, maybe something else, a +3 to 5 level, like change in cap from Gen 6 and onward. And that is just in case like you're not able to really do anything as far as the experience share is considered, because that can be very, very difficult to deal with. And now, here is where everything really takes off for this, where each Pokemon is assigned a role upon capture. The role can have either a positive or a negative effect. It'll be via an RNG role, where we'll go on the internet and have like, there might be a dice rolling thing. It might just be like one of those like random number generators, and we'll probably mix up like which one's which. But some of our roles we have so far, and I will say this is one thing where if you're watching this and you have any ideas for extra roles, please feel free to comment down below. I mean, this is all a work in like a work in. I don't, I just went blank on what that is called, but like this is all still like work in progress. There we go. A work in progress. So I mean, like any way you all can help would be amazing, and maybe that makes you feel like you're even more attached because you're able to come up with roles. But some of our things we have is one Pokemon will take up 2 party spaces. On death of one of our Pokemon, you have to roll for another death, which is 1 through 6. So that would just be like when Pokemon faints, and it's like, up, well, I gotta roll. Like they take someone else with them, and then like you would roll 1 through 6 because that correlates to your party. And then the other one, you can only have 2 attacking moves. So like you can't do any kind of assault vest strat where you have all 4 moves are attacking. Like you could, I mean, this wouldn't affect my Torterras as much since I do normally go for a Earthquake and then Razor Leaf or some kind of like Seed Bomb with Curse and Leech Seed. Like that wouldn't affect me as much for that. But then when you think about like different Pokemon like Blaziken, or like you can think of all these different like Pokemon out there that like you just want to get your damage out as quick as possible. Like this will very like be a very neutralizing thing to them. Another thing, max EVs, where I'll be able to mess around and like as soon as we get a Pokemon, it gets max EVs, so that just raises its abilities like a whole lot. If you've played like any of the ROM hacks that are more difficult, these are a big factor in being able to make it easier, or at least put you on par with the put you on par with what you're about to fight. I think it would be fun to do Radical Red in the future at some point. So I'm with how knowledgeable you have to be of the game, and with how like at the game I am really. But you can sacrifice to bring back a fallen member, and I love the fallen member because I mean everyone has mistypes, so that's cool. But I mean, what this means, you have someone die, you can be like, you could be like, ah, I have this Weedle, I just lost to Dialga. Um, I'm gonna sacrifice Weedle, and I'm gonna bring back my Dialga that just fainted. But it can use items if in play, and you can set battle style to shift. Use items while in play would mean like if like you're fighting someone and you send this Pokemon's out on the field, you can go in your bag and you can use every item. Which I mean, you can already use Pokeballs, but you can heal up. You could use like X items if you really wanted to. You can just do all those different kinds of things. And it is free. This is like a passive where you can set the battle style to shift. Because I think it's a really interesting idea that you're able to neutralize the effects of of everything. Well, of the hardcore rules. Like I think that's a really cool mindset. And that's all I have for right now as far as like our roles, which is why I would love to have more. I'm going to be trying to think of more of these. I just wanted to go ahead and get the idea out there of what I'm like, just the whole plan. And now we're going to get to our fourth thing, where we have to have one Pokemon that is going to be considered the All-Star. The All-Star must be on the team at all times. So Like once you have an all-star, like you can't like put it in the box to bring in like HM Slave. You can't put it in the box to do anything like for any purpose. It has to be on the team. And then when the all-star dies, the next encounter inherits the all-star status. So, and what is the all-star status? So, pretty much this will start off like your first all-star is going to be your starter. So let's just say we're playing through Fire Red, and you start off with a Charmander. You make it all the way to the fifth gym, and then your Charmander goes. So your next encounter, and for this one, let's just say it's Pidgeotto. I wanted to say Pidgey, but we'll make it Pidgeotto, so it at least sounds a little bit tougher. Then that Pidgeotto will inherit being the All Star. And All Stars, the I think they're double edged sword because the All Stars role receives a boost for their effect, which if it's a positive effect, it becomes real positive. If it's negative, it's real negative. So here we go. Here we go. So first effect, which this is playing off of our roles we already had. So it takes up 3 party spaces. So now your team of 6 turns into a team of 4. I think 4 is the right call because I think it might just be a little too much after, and that is like consider you have your party space and that's just 2 empty spots where like you can't put in a HM slave, you can't do any of that. And like it's okay if you catch an encounter, but it would be you have to go box it immediately, or like you'd have to change up your party off of that. Um, Second one is 2 extra death rolls. So if your all star dies, not only like if you end up with the second effect roll, not only does your all star die, but there's a chance of you rolling 2 other times. I notice how I say chance because you still would look at like where your like all star is. So like your all star could be in the 4th slot. Well, I mean, I think that it might be after the battle you go. Whatever. Never mind. Never mind. So during the battle, boom, your all star will be in the 1st slot, and then if you roll a 1, you're free. So 2 extra death rolls. If you roll a 1 twice, which would be very unlikely, you're free. So I think it's an interesting thing, but you could roll a 3 and a 5, and then 3 and 5 are gone. So just interesting. You have only one attacking move. So then now let's go back to the Torterra, who I like to have a grass type and a ground type move on it. Like any of your dual typings, like you just lose one of those types and you're not able to really use it. And then now we get to our positive effects where you get a max EV, max IV. Will just make your like team member as good as possible and just like I mean like just like the most standard good like best thing. It doesn't mean like you have any rule differences, it doesn't mean anything, but you can have like I mean your EVs go up, your IVs go up, and you can put your IVs into whichever like any category you want. So I mean you have a Torterra and you want to make him physical. You can just put all your IVs into attack and HP and defense, I'm not the best when it comes to this stuff, but I was talking to a friend where we played these. We would play these things, and he thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a good idea, so like that's why we're creating this. Like we're gonna start to play these locks too, and then you get a free revive to a fallen team member. It is just going to be one. But let's say you have that same Weedle, that's your all star now. and you had a Dialga, you don't even have to sacrifice your Weedle to be able to bring the Dialga back. But like you I don't know if I want to have it just be like you get the free revive and then it's just there, or if it goes to being the next to the just regular form and not the All Star where you have to sacrifice. There's a couple other things I want to like try and figure out and touch on, and just I guess like playtest will be our. I mean, the first series is gonna just be a playtest pretty much, and then our sixth like role so far is the hardcore rules become nullified. So play on shift, like any Pokemon you have out can be healed up, or you can use items with them out. I I mean that would also mean no level cap, but the real problem is there. If you might want to still keep to the level cap because if your all star goes down, you kind of have. I mean, like you could probably try and get back to the PC and not have another fight, but then we'll probably have like a death roll too if you're over levels with the hardcore rules, or like it would be like a suspension system. But that's my thoughts for now. I hope everyone's been able to enjoy, and hopefully you all can give me some great input down in the comments below. I'm looking forward to being able to do this again. Like this is going to be out on like this is going to be out first week of August, so we still got time. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Black 2 and White 2. It's very interesting. I'm happy to I'm again really happy to say that I have like an editing software that I can't like I'm sitting back cuz I want to be more recent. Like I don't want to be talking about the Super Bowl in June. So, hopefully you all can understand that. I can't wait to be able to make more content and be just like hopefully just be able to do something that makes me happy. Thank you all one more time for watching. God bless, and as always, I'm Gowan Ostrich as a capital GOO, and until next time, peace out.